thoughts on this. Are the roads busier? Is there more traffic? Are there less taxis on the roads? That's a question people are asking. Whatever it is, residents are puzzled about noticeably longer wait times for Dubai taxis. So what we saw was people jumping onto Twitter to query the longer periods, with wait times in one reported case jumping from, in general, 2 to 3 minutes to 10 minutes. People are used to of course, usually slick service with Careem, which, as we know, is the Middle East's first ever unicorn, homegrown in Dubai, now operating in over 100 countries. It's a 3.1 billion valued company that lets you ride, order food for delivery, and do groceries. So the question is, have you been waiting for longer for a taxi? To respond to this question, we caught up with the CEO of Hala and also the managing director of Careem Mobility to hear if we have been waiting for longer and why. So it was incredible. I think the response just kind of nods to a busier city, as we can all feel. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the expos started, schools are back, and I continue to see Facebook groups being updated with, you know, like the traffic situation around their communities, things like that. So we have, first of all, Basil Al-Nawai, the managing director of Mobility Careem. He responded to these queries himself. He said the average arrival time for Careem in Dubai went up 18 seconds over the past months, but still remains less than 3.5 minutes. That's as an average. Anyone who has been on the road at rush hour or during the school run can tell you that Dubai is back. He's not wrong. In a big way, which is incredible to see. We know that some of our customers have been waiting a little longer than usual during rush hour, and we're always grateful for feedback on our services. We thank everyone for their patience as we work to create even better services.
Okay, so I mean, I'm sure we've all experienced this. Whoever's booked a taxi in the recent couple of days and weeks has experienced. But yeah, another statement by Basil Havokimian, CEO of Hala, he said, we are seeing an influx of movement in the city as the first week of Expo 2020 is underway, which is great to witness. As a result, the ETA for Hala taxis is adapting to this, and customers are currently experiencing an average ETA of below 5 minutes. So it's increased, like it's 3 to 5 minutes now. And as the barometer of activity across the country, we are excited to see this rapid acceleration in people movement, with many schools now returning to face-to-face learning, people returning to offices, events unfolding day by day. The biggest event in the world happening right here, bringing the world to Dubai. The multiple factors at play here, and all of them are wonderful developments for our incredible city. Bear with us, we are just less than 2 minutes outside our optimum average ETA of 3 minutes, and we continue to offer one of the fastest response times for taxis in the world. I mean, I remember having this conversation yesterday, and just like how privileged we are to even have this and go like,
exactly.
Seriously, like we're waiting more than 3 minutes, you know, like it's such a first world problem that we're having
100%,
over here.
100%. it's because you're used to that super slick, like, let's say, for example, if I live in a community and a taxi will still, they had that 3 minute, Careem or Hala Ride maybe had the 3 minute kind of deal, and it was like, if it's not within 3 minutes, they'll enter you a draw to win money, because they were that proud of the fact that they can get it to you within 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I'm like, let's say, for example, 60 seconds off a road and it still was coming to me within 3 minutes. So it's just that people are used to this incredibly fast service and an incredibly accurate app, that when they question it now, that's why. But I think the reasoning also makes a lot of sense. Like, it's not like the roads are still quiet. You can physically feel that the city is bopping, which is incredible, and we should feel so fortunate that Dubai over other cities is buzzing and pulsing. And with that, we can expect a little bit longer wait time, but like we've said there, that the average wait times as a whole are still actually not increased that much. But if you're getting a taxi in rush hour,
book it earlier.
Well, it's going to be a wait.
I mean, it's so great that you brought this conversation up, because it's something that we all experienced it. We all noticed, like, okay, the waiting times have increased. Taxis are taking longer to come. So just the conversation of reminding us that, okay, Dubai is back open. People are coming in. More taxis are being booked. So we just have to be mindful of when we book it. And maybe we just book like 2-3 minutes before, like we not book it last minute, just plan it in advance, book it. And
I must say, I can't remember where I was, but I was listening to a representative for Careem a couple of years ago, and he said that they obviously have a lot of data and insight about us as customers. And he said that, for example, people don't like waiting. But in particular areas, people are more likely to see a 3 minute wait and then cancel your taxi, and then let's say take one. So for, I think he was talking about Dubai Marina in particular, he was like, Marina residents are more likely to cancel a taxi than others, probably because one comes on the road, but we need to think about our behavior as users, that we are probably cancelling taxis and taking one that comes. But a conversation for another day.
It is a conversation for another